Hey guys, it's Mark in your face again. I finally made it out here while the light is still out. I wanted to probably do some fast flying around this pond here. As you can see, it's frozen and I still got a little bit of light. So I'm gonna hurry up. I got the hubsan and my controller's on. And on the back, I never showed you this before. This is the battery I'm using. It plugs right in the JST. It's an Aries Advantage, 1200 milliamp, 2-cell, 7.4 volt, 25C. And I've had about 8 flights with this, and the battery is still full. I've never charged it. I already got 11 GPS, 10, 9. It'll fluctuate on the controller itself. But anyways, I gotta hurry up before the light gets out of here. So I'm gonna set my phone camera like that, and let's do calibration. So remember, flat level surface, and you're gonna want to let it do that. Check in the gyro sensors and everything. Now it's ready for compass cal 1. Like I said, don't use your body, use your entire hands. So I'm gonna pick it up. Try not to cover up the top. Even with a broken hand, I can still do it. Until they change green, then you do a vertical. Okay, point it down, same thing, vertical cal. I'm just doing this quickly so I don't lose sunlight. My fingers are freezing. Alright, it's ready to fly. Close up the battery door, tuck the wires in. Okay, let's take it up. I'm going to start the recording on the quad. It's recording. Out and down the arm. She's armed. Let's go. Like I said, it is very windy, so give it a minute. And we got 8 GPS satellites on the quad. Now we got 9. But if you can see that, I mean, it's only moving a couple inches. That's great. So let's take it out. Hey, it's Mark. I just got back from my flight down at the pond there, and let me tell you, I had to cut it short. It was 8 minutes into my flight. I couldn't even feel my fingers anymore. They were numb. I thought I was getting frostbite. But the main thing I wanted to point out was I did two things. I didn't do them incorrectly, but you, I wanted to point them out. Um, After I did my calibrations and I set it down, I, I was kind of rushing for the, not to lose the sunlight and that, but after I set it down, I just took off. I looked at my controller and it had 7 satellites locked onto the quad, and you need at least 6. So, but usually I wait until it picks up 12, and 12 is pretty much, that's as many as it will pick up. And if you wait for 12, it's better because not only do you get more stable flight, but as soon as you arm the props, so say you wait until you get 12 satellites, then you arm the props. As soon as you arm the props, that's what sets the return to home point. It doesn't matter where you do your calibrations. Wherever you arm the props and then take off, that's your return to home point. So that's where it's going to land no matter where it is. Secondly, I really do not recommend, you couldn't really see it because there's no leaves on the trees this time of year. It's winter here. But there was steady 20-mile-an-hour winds with gusts up to 30. So that thing was really fighting the wind. And I just did it because I felt confident in the quad. But I've also been flying these for a long time. And, I really don't recommend anybody else doing that unless they're very good flyers. And that's another reason, that brings up another point why I always go into menu and go down to fly when no GPS, and I always turn it on yes. Because what happens if you lose connection with satellites? What's it going to do? I don't want to find out. I've never tried it. I don't want it to crash. So if, I always turn it on yes, so in case something happens, I can always manually take over. And the footage from the pond that I took, I had to cut it short at about 8 minutes because my fingers were frozen. It's so cold. We've been having this weather for like 5 days, and it's making me mad because I want to go out and fly. But any which way, you really should wait for as many satellites before you arm, then go ahead and fly. I wouldn't recommend flying in this kind of weather. It's not designed, the h501s is not designed to fly in that kind of wind. Like if you had a little tiny chip out of your prop and it was unbalanced, you may have a problem. And that's about it. The video is a little bit shaky because it was fighting wind the entire time. I couldn't believe it really did a good job fighting the wind. I've never crashed it before, so I don't have any damaged props or anything like that. But I wish I would have picked, I didn't want to do it by the stairs, which you'll see. And it landed about 2 feet from where it took off, and it landed on a step. It didn't, thank God it didn't break anything, but it's fine. But I've actually had that thing land after I waited for 12 satellites. I've actually had it land in the exact same spot it took off from after hitting return to home. So any which way, I just wanted to point those two things out. I did not wait for enough satellites. I just kind of took off. It was freezing out. The wind was crazy. And I'm waiting for this weather to chill out. And I'm also waiting for the h501s Pro, the big one with the gimbal and the camera on the bottom. That's heavier, that will handle wind better. And maybe I can get some better footage with that. So with that, I'll see you next time.